Wrestling Weekly for Saturday, May 18th. I am your host, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit. Boy, do we have a lot of news to get through this week, so let's get right into our top stories. In our top story, and probably the biggest wrestling news of the week, it is official. All Elite Wrestling will be airing on TNT in the States this fall. No date has been announced yet, but according to Cage Side Seats, for a couple months now, the word has been Tony Khan's new wrestling venture with Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega, All Elite Wrestling, would be airing on a Turner station, likely TNT, this fall. The when is still not specific in terms of premiere date or regular night and time. Rumors has it possibly airing on Tuesday in October after WWE's Smackdown vacated that night for Friday. But it was officially announced May 15th via a press release from AEW and Warner Media that TNT and the BR Live streaming service will be the home of All Elite programming. I'm going to leave a link down below to the full statement from TNT and from All Elite Wrestling. But just looking over... Founded by President Founder and CEO Tony Khan, AEW is headed by members of the Elite, which includes all-star wrestlers the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, Cody and Brandy Rhodes, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, and a roster that includes the legendary Chris Jericho, Omega, Cody, the Young Bucks, and Omega, Cody, and the Young Bucks also serve as executive vice presidents of the company, in addition to in-ring talent. And Brandy Rhodes also serves as Chief Brand Officer, or Chief Brandy Officer, as some people have called her at the first AEW rally in Jacksonville, Florida. Later this year, Warner Media will provide exclusive multi-platform access for fans to watch AEW events, airing live weekly matches on TNT in prime time, as well as streaming them through Warner Media's BR Live and on pay-per-view. A leading digital sports enterprise, BR Live's high fan engagement will provide an invaluable opportunity to build AEW's audience. All Elite Wrestling is a talent-forward, fan-first league. There's a buzzword right there, league. It's not a promotion, federation, what have you. It is a league whose inclusive approach to creating high-quality athletic wrestling competitions is already making waves with fans and attracting top-tier wrestlers, said Michael Quigley, Executive Vice President, Commercial Operations, Content Strategy, and Monetization, TBS TNT. It is high adrenaline, grappling entertainment, and we can't wait to bring it to the fans everywhere with this game-changing new business. Now, if TNT and TBS sound familiar to any longtime wrestling fans like myself, Turner Broadcasting Station, TBS, and TNT, Turner Network Television, both aired World Championship Wrestling programming from 1995 until the company was bought out by the WWE in 2001. Predating that as well, though, Ted Turner had NWA programming on TBS for the longest time because he knew it was a giant money and ratings grabber. So, and the fact that also Ted Turner loved wrestling, so, or it still does to this day. I'm talking like the man's dead, but he's still very much alive, and I'm sure he loves to see wrestling back on the networks that he created. So, and I heard as well, TNT is in more homes than the USA Network, which airs WWE Raw every Monday night. So we could be possibly looking at the beginnings of the next big ratings war between the promotions. I think this is a good thing. I've gone on record saying many, many times that AEW is going to be the competition that WWE needs. A while back on an episode of Irish Bandit Revolution, I asked if there could be a promotion to go head to head with the WWE. I want AEW to be it because I don't want. I love wrestling. I love everything about wrestling. You know, yeah, I started as a WWE fan when I was a kid, but then I discovered NWA, WCW, and it just kind of sprung off from there. Now, I follow not only WWE, I follow New Japan, Ring of Honor. I'm starting to follow an independent promotion here in Saskatoon called Wildside Wrestling. So there's so much out there. There's not just WWE. And I think anybody who wants All Elite Wrestling to fail are just like massive WWE marks. Now, I'm a WWE fan, don't get me wrong, but I have been so severely disappointed with everything that's been going on WWE programming, except for Bray Wyatt. I absolutely freaking love that, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But right now, everything with WWE is so stale. Just about everything. Again, not including Bray Wyatt. We're going to get into that because I absolutely love that. But everything is so stale, and there's only one man to blame for that, and he won't take the blame. So I think AEW premiering later this year is going to be a great thing for the wrestling business. It's going to create competition again for the WWE. It's going to make WWE better. It's going to make the wrestling scene itself better. And look at the roster of AEW. Not only when you're looking at like Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, Pac, formerly known as Neville in the WWE, Scorpio Sky, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, SoCal Uncensored. They're bringing in talent from Chinese Federation OWE, Oriental Wrestling Entertainment. And they're going to have a big match next Saturday at Double or Nothing, six-man tag with taking on SoCal Uncensored. So this is going to be great. And yes, Double or Nothing next week I think, is going to be one of the biggest pay-per-views. And in addition to that, it has now been announced that Double or Nothing will be airing on Fight Network, on Fight TV, the Fight app. So any countries outside of America or the UK, which Double or Nothing will be shown on ITV4. All the other countries, Canada included, Ireland, what have you, are going to be able to watch Double or Nothing. In Canada, it is $47.99, so it's not too badly priced. A lot better than what the WWE would be offering for like WrestleMania. So I cannot wait to see where this goes. This is going to be massive. In other network wrestling news, it has been confirmed that Smackdown Live will be 2 hours when it moves to Friday nights in October when it makes its move to Fox. There was a huge concern that maybe Fox would want WWE programming to be 3 hours in length. One of the things I heard was taking the first 2 hours of SmackDown, airing that on the actual Fox network, and then a possible third hour on FS1. But from the sounds of it, they're going to be keeping SmackDown at 2 hours. They did release the upfronts of when it will be airing, and I think it's going to be airing from 8 till 10 Eastern Standard Time when it makes its move in October. In more serious news, it has been reported that the WWE has fined star Lars Sullivan $100,000, quite possibly one of the biggest fines in WWE history, for unearthed message board posts that he made before becoming a roster member in 2008. They are some reprehensible things that I will not be repeating on this program. But again, from Cage Side Seats, it's reported the fine levied by WWE superstar Lars Sullivan, real name Dylan Miley, on May 14th for racist, sexist, and homophobic comments made on message boards before he signed with the company in 2013, but there's also some dating back to 2008, was a major topic of discussion on the post-SmackDown edition of Wrestling Observer Radio this morning. According to Dave Meltzer, the $100,000 penalty is real, like they would kayfabe that, and is likely close to what Dylan made performing in NXT all of last year. Sullivan I went by his real name. Oh well. It's not confirmed how he'll pay the fine, but it could be deducted in increments from future paychecks. I think that would be the best way to go about it. The amount is believed to be the second highest in WWE history, behind only the $150,000 Steve Austin was fined for walking out in 2002, and equal to the $100,000 Dave Bautista paid for blading when he was not told to at Cyber Sunday in 2008. As to why WWE picked that amount, Meltzer says it's because once word got to sponsors about Sullivan's comments, the company knew it had to make a substantial gesture, but still wanted to keep him on the roster. That's where I think things get a little muddled, because originally WWE just had a sweep it under the rug and hope it goes away policy with this, and then Mars got involved. Mars, the parent company of Snickers, who this past year sponsored WrestleMania, is like, you should do something about this. But this is where I have a problem. Now, let me state this. Well, I guess this is a one-man operation. So my thoughts are that of Wrestling Weekly. So in 2015, Hulk Hogan was fired from the WWE, was removed from the Hall of Fame for comments that he made 8 years prior to that date, when he was still with Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. He was not affiliated with the WWE at that time, and he got fired for the racist comments that he made. Now, I do not defend the things that Hulk Hogan said. They were reprehensible. But he apologized for it. Maybe not in the way that everybody wanted, but he apologized for them. Or people will say he apologized for getting caught. Well, he still apologized. I don't care. But he was fired from the WWE for 15, 16, 17, 8, 3 years, and was taken off the WWE Hall of Fame section of the WWE website. Lars Sullivan has old posts unearthed making racist, sexist, homophobic comments, talking about sleeping with Ronda Rousey, saying some reprehensible stuff towards Stephanie McMahon. I'm getting hyped up here. I'm trying not to swear because I keep this PG. And WWE just sweep it under the rug. Oh, Mars is getting involved. Bad Lars, $100,000. I don't get it. Hulk Hogan was fired for stuff that he said when he wasn't in the company. Lars Sullivan only gets a $100,000 fine. Where is the justice in that? This is not me being a social justice warrior, because I'm not. But where is the fairness in this? Like, seriously. Like, I mean, Hulk Hogan is back with the WWE. He's back in the Hall of Fame section. Personally, myself, I think he should have a reinduction into the Hall of Fame, but that's just me being a Hulk Hogan fan. Again, I don't agree with what Hulk Hogan said. I think it was reprehensible stuff. But I'm a forgive and forget person. I will say this, though. I do applaud Lars Sullivan for going to members of the roster, like Titus O'Neil. I think he also did this with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. But after it was all unearthed, he went to them in person and apologized for it. And Titus O'Neil actually came out and said, good for Lars Sullivan for apologizing for it. So I will give him credit for that. I will. But, where's the fairness in this? So let's move on from that to something that I absolutely have been loving for the past 4 weeks. I didn't know what to think of it when I first saw it, but holy crap, I absolutely love what they have been doing with Bray Wyatt recently. The Firefly Funhouse has been one of the consistently best things on WWE TV, and if you don't agree with me, I will fight you right here, right now. So let's talk about the story behind this, and oh my god, this past week, the culmination of everything was just I love creepy horror things, and this chef's kisses, 2 of them. From What Culture? The creative force behind Bray Wyatt's new look has offered some revealing insight into the Firefly Funhouse reinvention that has seen him go from ice cold to white hot within the space of a month. And ooh, yeah, I'm talking like Macho. Ooh, yeah, Bray Wyatt, you're freaky man. Yeah. Yeah. You can see how excited I'm pulling out the Macho Man. A tweet revealed just how close Kyle A. Scarborough's concept drawing was to the eventual literal horror show that appeared on Monday's edition of Raw, and the fourth vignette in the ongoing series. Now, just a word of warning for you. I'm going to flash up a picture here of Bray Wyatt's new look, and if you're easily scared, look away right now. Okay, you can open your eyes. It's gone. Kyle Scarborough tweeted out, "From concept to reality. From the day I was asked to design Bray Wyatt's mask to the work Jason Baker and his team put in not only the mask, but the puppets and the film work." So they did Abby the Puppet and Mercy the Buzzard and Rambling Rabbit. It was wonderful to see Rambling Rabbit back after he got totally disemboweled by Mercy the Buzzard. Oh, I could go through each one of those and this and listen how he said, "Let me in." At the end, oh, I should do a video on that, just breaking down all four. Anyway, and film work. I've been in awe. We're not finished. I like the sound of that. He offered further fascinating facts about how the gimmick came to life, including some unexpected interactions with WWE's top table. Oops. Noting that Bray had called him direct several months ago saying he needed his help. Scarborough spoke on Wyatt's excitement and desperation to get the character over the line. He said, "He called me and with the excitement of a child ran off the long list of descriptions and concepts, flooding my text messages with doodles and images. He had an idea in mind that needed help. He had the team of people to create the idea, but didn't have the vision. I've never been more scared to take 20 ideas and details that showcased his thoughts, which, putting it mildly, are about as close to insane as the character, which they really are. If you've seen you've seen the mask. It's the way I see it. It is more closely resembles the Joker from the New 52, and that's not a knock at all. I think that mask looks fantastic. Like, Kyle Scarborough works closely with Tom Savini. He is one of my idols in horror movies. Like, he did the original Friday the 13th movies, so top talent's coming out from the Tom Savini camp. There was more craziness to come for Scarborough, not least when he found out how far his ideas had traveled. Yeah, they had traveled all the way up to Vince McMahon, so Vince could see them. And he signed off on it, and it was a way to races. When the mask finally made its debut Monday night on Raw, Kyle was actually at a Tool concert, and his phone just got flooded with text messages from saying, "Oh my God, we saw your design. It was awesome, man." And even Bray Wyatt texted him, thanking him, saying, "You saved my career." I'm going to link to his full Facebook post down below, but I expect more good things to come from Bray Wyatt, Kyle Scarborough, and everyone involved. It's just fantastic. Is Triple H frustrated with his father-in-law, Vince McMahon? Some people speculate that yes, he is. From WrestleZone, Triple H is said to be very frustrated with how things are going on the WWE main roster, according to a new report in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter. It was noted by a source that a big problem is Vince McMahon being too open to suggestions, which in turn ends up watering down all of the original plans. As far as the whole family, the Observer said Triple H picks spots to talk with Vince about creative, but never does it in front of anyone. Shane McMahon also pitches ideas, but they are rarely used, while Stephanie McMahon has nothing to do with creative. Does she, though? The Observer also speculates on Vince McMahon's status and how he'll deal with things once the XFL season starts. It's noted that Vince said things won't change on the wrestling end, But that seems impossible, citing Vince's crazy work ethic and the level of importance in the football league. That is a big thing here because everybody's saying, "Oh, once the XFL comes around, Vince is gonna, you know, he's gonna focus solely on that." But you don't know Vince McMahon. This man is a workaholic. He sleeps like 3 hours a night. If he's not working out, he's in the office. Like, I've read all the things. I've read all the stories behind Vince McMahon. He's like, being the workaholic, only sleeping a few hours a night, not taking vacations, doesn't know what a burrito is. He hates it when people sneeze. Normal bodily function. But he loves fart jokes. Go figure that one out. I don't know. So it's easy to see that maybe Triple H is frustrated. It's also been said that he's been taking a lot of the superstars under his wing. Like, especially guys that came up from NXT, like the Revival. Look at what's happening to them. They are under the impression that it's better to be embarrassed than sit out their contract. At least they're on TV on a regular, consistent basis. So I can see where this is coming from, and I don't know. Maybe things will change once the XFL season starts in 2020, but you never know. And unfortunately, we end this episode of Wrestling Weekly with the tragic news that Ashley Massaro has passed away at the age of 39. Ashley Massaro won the Diva Search contest in 2005 and stayed with the company well after her one-year contract expired until 2008, where she asked for her release to spend time with her daughter. It wasn't public knowledge at that time that she actually had a daughter, but I think she left the WWE on the best terms possible to go raise her daughter and spend time with her. She was also a model, cover model for Playboy. She had just recently gotten back into professional wrestling and was training to make her return to the ring when she unfortunately passed away. Our hearts go out to Ashley's family and especially her daughter Alexa, and she will be greatly missed. And in lieu of our regular ending, we just send our love and support to all of Ashley Massaro's friends within the wrestling business, her family, and everyone who cared about her. Rest in peace, Ashley.